Choke-Off Johnson, the official sponsor of pregame and postgame available every day night, 10 minutes before and after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, the home team network, and now on 96.9 WYIR. Rolando here with you. When we come back, we'll have the first pitch after our national anthem.
Let's take a break here on the 50th Green Show. You're on.
Just about set for first pitch here in Florence, Kentucky, as your Evansville Otters take on the Florence Y'all in this rubber match of this three-game set. Last night, a huge, emphatic Evansville win, 9-8, that final in 10 innings. And boy, oh boy, was it a doozy. Evansville finally able to break through for their first win on the road this year, and they did it in spectacular fashion. Graham Brown, 5 for 6, a homer, 4 ribbies, a stolen base for him. Then Nate Wolfmuth coming in, closing the door, 2 of his last 3 pitches, reaching 97 miles per hour. Opposing the Evansville Otters on the mound here today is Matt Fernandez. Fernandez this year, the just base numbers don't look great, but really that's just from one bad outing. In his opener against Mississippi, he went 5 innings, only allowing 1 run, that being an unearned run. Struck out 3, walked just 1. In his last appearance, he got the loss of a tough luck loss. In 5 innings, he struck out 4, gave up 2 earned runs. The one outing that is pushing that ERA up to a 9.49 was May 18th against Washington, where in just 2 1/3 he gave up 12 runs, 11 of them earned. But other than that, he has been pretty good. We'll see if Evansville can hopefully get to him like Wildfins did just a couple of weeks ago. Alay Camus to lead us off here in this matinee rubber match contest between Evansville and the Alls. Fernandez towing the rubber. Big right-handed pitcher steps on the far first base side. Sets, fires the first pitch in there for a strike. 1-0 first pitch time quickly. Himself. Hernandez trying to get into a rhythm early, working quickly. As now Graham Brown comes in. 5 for 6 yesterday. A 2-run blast in the second inning. Had 2 RBI. Game-winning single in the 10th. The first pitch to him is going to be high, count 1-0. Home plate umpire tonight, Kyle Eastman. Calling the balls and strikes, 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike on the outer half, 1-1. Finally put it again. The first row to win, though, 1-1, dips down low, 2-1. Before last night, 0-7 on the road. 2-1 offering. Down low again, 3-0. That's a big one, especially against a divisional opponent like Florence, who right now you're tied with in the standings, both 3.5 games back of Lake Erie and Washington, who are tied for the league. They're 3-1. Inside ball 4. Graham Brown works a one-out walk here in this first inning, bringing up Pavin Parks, who had a 2-hit day last night. And after the first game of the series, where a huge inning once again derailed and otherwise fairly close game. 10-4 was that final. And last night, being able to get past a big inning as the first pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1 Parks. Braden Scott able to work through some trouble and eventually get through 6. The bullpen coming in, closing it down. And the offense with timely hitting. The 0-1 outside, 1-1. It felt like last night was finally a game where Evansville had some things go their way after mostly this week it felt like the otherwise was happening. 1-1 high, 2-1. 2 balls, a strike, 1 out. That position at some point this season also. 2-1 to the lefty. High, 3-1. Pavin Parks has worked his way into some good at-bats this year. 219 he averages steadily climbed after he's had a decent couple of games. Hernandez out of the stretch delivers a 3-1 offering. Swung on, fouled right back. That's our first overhead foul ball of the day. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. There wasn't much you could do about it. You have those days as a pitcher where you just can't make your horses miss. That's really what happened. So we'll have a full count here. 12 runs. Hernandez on the first payoff pitch of this afternoon. Runner goes. Swung on, little jam shot flare to third. It'll get down in foul territory. We'll do it again. Graham Brown on first does have nice little bases this year. Got that 9th one yesterday. The 3-2. Swung on, fouled back again. Good battle here from Pavin. Wind now starting to pick up, still blowing out to right. In the game time temp 67 degrees. Three and 2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, base hit into right field. So 2 straight Otters reach. And Pavin Parks with his first hit of this afternoon. Brings up L.J. Jones to the right field. Last night, J.T. Benson had to leave the game early. Still do not know exactly what that is, the causes of that. As the first pitch to LJ is taken for a strike. All we know is that Raymond Gill now playing first, LJ Jones out and right. The 0-1. Swung on, ground ball, base hit left field. They're going to send the runner in Benson home, but he trips going around third and heads back to the base. Ball briefly gets away, but backed up by Fernandez behind the dish. And bases are going to be loaded. Second time we've seen an Otter take a stumble on the base paths this weekend. Yesterday it was Keenan Taylor. Right there was Graham Brown, who was chugging hard towards home. Took a fall. Now it's J.J. Cruz. First pitch. Swung on, high fly ball to right, twisting, foul. Ball and one, a long strike. The big game tying hit came off the bat of J.J. Cruz last night in the 10th to tie it up at 7. The 0-1 to him with bases loaded. Swung on and missed on the bender, 0-2. Fernandez working with a fastball, curveball, changeup.
Put that breaking ball pretty much in the same spot.
So it's 0-2 now. Cruz, the Otters' second baseman, awaits the 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout of the day for Matt Fernandez. Now Keenan Taylor will stand in. Taylor 316, his batting average, 903 the OPS. The right-handed hitter stands in. Setting on the bump as Fernandez fires. In there for a strike on the outside. Changeup, 1-1. Fernandez, when he sets, hands belt high. He delivers. Curveball breaks in there for a strike again, 0-2. So now Fernandez can really do whatever he wants here. He can go that traditional 0-2 fastball high and try and get Taylor chasing. Go way out of the zone with something off speed, some spinning stuff. The 0-2 just misses outside. 1-2. On third, Brown. Second, Parks versus LJ Jones. The 1-2 from the Y'all's right-hander. Up and away on the fastball, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on, high pop-up, drifting into foul territory. He's going to get to the first base seating area. Turns into a souvenir, count stays. This is the last of a 6-game road trip for Evansville on Tuesday. They begin a homestand, and the next road trip is in Lake Erie 2 weeks from now. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled back into the netting, count staying at 2-2. Evansville, if they could manage to get this series as Fernandez sets and fires. Got him on the elbow guard. Matt Fernandez is going to say he leaned into it, but a run's going to score, and here comes manager Chad Rhodes out of the Y'all. So a hit by pitch. As of now, Keenan Taylor will draw the RBI, and right now 1-0 Evansville. Chad Rhodes out talking to Kyle Eastman. Again, they thought they He might have leaned into it, but the call will stay as is, and it's 1-0 Evansville here in this first inning. So Evansville back to a good start like they were yesterday. And Raymond Gill takes the first pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Raymond Gill wearing number 8 today, it looks like. The 1-0. Swung on high, pop-up. Right field, medium deep. Under it is Reeves, drifting towards the line and making the catch for out number 3. So Evansville does get one on a couple of hits and a hit by pitch from Keenan Taylor. We now go to the bottom half of the first one. Nothing Evansville, and the Otters did nothing.
So Raymond Gill is wearing number 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, do they line up against your run?
I would hope Frank Scott's not hitting. He's a pitcher. Back here in Florence, 1-0 Evansville. Here in this one, first thanks to a couple of hits, a walk from Graham Brown, and then a hit by pitch from Keenan Taylor to drive in that run. CJ Backer on the bump here for the Otters. We'll here this afternoon. Backer so far on the year, a 6.32 ERA, 0-1 in his 3 starts. 15 2/3 innings. He's walked 10, struck out 10. So hopefully the control can be a little better. As Hector Nieves stands in. Nieves, left-handed hitter. He's led off all 3 games here for Florence. The first pitch, just outside, missing for a ball, 1-0. Nieves, 739 his OPS, 8 ribbies, 4 doubles for the leadoff man. Left-hander awaits the 0-1. Inside. Backer looks in, steps back out of the windup to 2-0. That one finds the zone at the knees, 2-1. The defense behind Backer in left field is Crittenberger, center field Graham Brown. Right field L.J. Jones. Get to the infield after this next one. The 2-1 pitch. Missed outside on the breaker, 3-1. Pavin Parks at third, Alay Camus at short, J.J. Cruz at second, Raymond Gill over at first base. Cohen Wilbanks is the battery mate for C.J. Backer. 3-1 pitch. Misses his zone low on the slider. So it's going to be a leadoff walk for Hector Nieves. Wilbanks, the battery mate. Remember that pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Queen River Road, or call at 812-475-1000. Craig Massey, he's had a good series. Stands it down. The pitch. In there for a strike on the up and in corner, 0-1. Yesterday, he had 3 infield singles. Well, he's had 3 infield singles total this series. 2 yesterday. 3 hits total.
The 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. So backer working well. Evansville up in the bottom half of 1. 1 run in this bottom half of the middle. So count 0-1. Cleanup man. Cleanup man. Finds it right behind him, but not before both runners advance. So now second and third. So count 2 balls, 2 strikes, just 1 away. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to third, drifting foul, just barely. So do it again. Good at bat here from TJ Reeves, battling here against Backer in this first inning. Reeves, right-handed hitter. Backer setting. And once again, the 2-2. Swung on, jam shot foul. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. After Reeves will be Zade Richardson. 2-2. Misses in silently. Breaking ball, 3-2. And Florence has put together some good at bats all series, it seems. Full count pitch upcoming. Up high, ball 4. So bases are going to be loaded for Florence with just 1 away here in this first. Now Zade Richardson. The seesaw battle continues. As it has all weekend long. Jones off the line, the 0-1. In there for a strike, 0-2. Zade Richardson. Big deep breath before he stands back in the box. Backer sets. 0-2. Here it is. Checked his swing. Did he go around? He did not. Count 1-2. Ball just missed low. Bases juiced. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1-0 Otters. Bottom half of the first. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Zade Richardson goes down, and now it's Brendan Bobo. Bobo 209 his batting average, 649 his OPS. Big spot for him. Right-handed pitcher and backer steps off. Coming to town this week will be Mississippi and then Washington. So Mississippi an out-of-division opponent, but they are in the West. The pitch swung on, line drive, base hit left field. This will score 1. They're going to send the second run. The throw in from Crittenberger is not going to be in time. On the throw, both runners advance an extra base. So a 2 RBI single for Brendan Bobo, scoring Zeisler and Massey, and Reeves now on third, and obviously Bobo on second, advancing on the throw. And it's now Armani Smith. So 2-1 now, Florence in front. First pitch to Smith is taken in there for a strike on the changeup. 0-1. Smith had a good night last night. 2 doubles for him, but he was the final out. Thanks to a Nate Wolgamuth 97-mile-per-hour heater. The pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith batting 7th. I mean, he's batting .382 on the year. Yes, guy in the 7-hole batting .380. You wonder what he's doing there. 1-1. Swung on, grounded softly, but gets past Raymond Gill on a bad hop. 1 run is in. Here comes his second. 4-1 Florence. A high hop. 8 up. Raymond Gill over at first. See what they call it. They're calling it a hit. So a 2 RBI single for Armani Smith. And now it's Michael Quinones. Takes a slider in there, 0-1. So a 4-run first for Florence, and they've flipped the script. 4-1 their lead now. Quinones awaits the 0-1. Outside, ball 1. So a ball, a strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Catches the up and away corner for a strike, 1-2. So count a ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Working out of the stretch along for 1-2. Swung on line, drive, base hit center field. That's going to split the gap all the way to the wall. Rounding second, heading for now home is Armani Smith. The throw down from Cruz on the cutoff won't be in time. It's going to be an RBI double for Michael Quinones. And it's 5-1 Florence on 3 straight RBI hits from the Yalls. A couple of the 2 RBI variety. And here comes Max Peterson to talk to CJ. Five to 1 Florence here in this first inning. Again, with it only being in this first inning, you'd really like to see Backer settle down, get out of this, and have a good rest of his outing like Scott did yesterday. Scott worked through 7 runs, somehow got through 6, and really saved the big arms out of the bullpen that eventually helped lift Evansville to that 9-8 win. Eddie Javier Jr. stands in. The shortstop awaits the first pitch from Backer and swings and fouls it back 0-1. Javier Jr., the first 2 games of this set, played second base, again moving over to that shortstop position while Zeisler moved to second. The 0-1. Up and in for a ball. 1-1. Sunday afternoon baseball. What's better? The 1-1. Up and in. Got him on the helmet. Oh, goodness. Helmet flew off, and Javier Jr. is going to say he's okay. Got him right on the ear flap. And he's going to make his jog down over to first. So, here in this first inning, a 10th batter will come to the plate. That's Hector Nieves. Batting around in the first frame is Florence. The first pitch here to Nieves is down low. Count, no strikes. A ball, no strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on base for Florence. Nieves led off his game with a walk. The pitch inside for a ball, 2-0. Now there's warming up in the Evansville pen. Looks like Ryan Wiltsey. The 2-0. Swung on, line drive down the right field line, twisting foul and into the kid zone. Boy, look at that herd of kids running towards that baseball. We saw that yesterday. Oh, it ran under the fence and into the stands. So no kid got that baseball. 2-1 the count. Here it is. Swung on and fouled right back into the screen. 2-2. We've seen Wiltsey come in and have long relief appearances. He's up and going. His longest outing was 4 1/3 in Schaumburg earlier this week. The 2-2. Swung on, high pop up, should be playable. Under it is Parks, battling the sun, finds it finally, and makes a sliding catch going into foul territory. Paven Parks was battling the sun all the way, but it's an out nonetheless. So we'll just be thankful for that. We go up to the top half of the second, a 5-run first for Florence. 5-1 their lead here on 96.9 WIIR on the Otters Digital Network. Now here in the top half of the second inning, it is 5-1 currently Florence in front. A long, tough inning for CJ Backer. Now, it all could be worse. I mean, last night, Major League Baseball, the Nationals against the Diamondbacks. Nationals scored 10 runs in the top half of the first before an out was even recorded. So we'll look on the bright side of things here in Florence, Kentucky. 5-1 the score, top half of 2. Oh, and by the way, that game was nationally televised as well on Fox. So take with that what you want. First pitch now to Cohen Wilbanks is in there for a strike, 0-1. Wilbanks on the year batting .273, 702 his OP, a 1 pitch. In there for a strike as well, 0-2. So Evansville once again has to fight from behind. It feels like we've been saying that all season long. Last night they battled from behind to get that one back. So many of their wins at home have been in the late stages, the 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. All week in Schaumburg, Monday through Wednesday, they were battling from behind. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled right back, count stays. Just one of those themes. Every team has a theme of a season. Good, bad, or ugly, or indifferent. The 1-2 just misses outside, 2-2. Matt Fernandez began his walk around the mound thinking it was strike 3. See, the past couple years with the Chicago Cubs being bullpen woes, Cleveland Guardians in the AL Central as the 2-2 pitch, down and in 3-2. For the Guardians, it's been the ball deceiving them, not coming off the bat. For Florence, last year was the bullpen as well, the 3-2. Swung on, line drive, dropped at second by Zeisler. It caroms into center field. We'll see how they score it. It's going to be a leadoff single for Cohen Wilbanks. Now Ty Crittenberger. Now this year for Evansville, it just seems like the theme has been one big inning each night. Now they've played well despite it. They have. As the first pitch now to Ty Crittenberger is high, 1-0. You would just like to see those bigger innings, those crooked numbers on the board instead of being 5, 6, 7, 9. Then more 3 and 4. The 1-0. Squares around a bunt, places down a Butte. Backhanded by Fernandez. He bobbles, can't make the throw. So a bunt single for Ty Crittenberger. And the Otters in business here in the on first and second base. Alay Camus now stands in. He grounded into a 3 unassisted to lead off this game. Otters threatening the first pitch. Camus squares around a bunt. He places one down to the third baseman. He goes to first in time for the out. But a sacrifice puts 2 runners now in scoring position with just 1 away. And now your hottest hitter in Graham Brown stands in. He's one of the hottest hitters in the Frontier League, let alone the team. Walked in his first at-bat. First pitch here to Graham Brown. Takes it for a strike, 0-1 on the outer half. Graham Brown, right-handed hitter, wide open stance. Fernandez, hands at the belt. Fires. Down and away on the slider, 1-1. Otters just trying to break through, get a couple here in this second frame. Don't need to get it all back. The 1-1. Swung on, popped up. That's going to become a souvenir, 1-2. On deck, Pavin Parks. He's had a good series. Really love to see Pavin breaking out. The 1-2. High, 2-2. Especially with the way he struggled the first part of the year after dealing with that wrist issue early. But he is on deck, so we can talk more about him when he's up. Right now, the 2-2 here to Graham Brown. Swung on, fly ball center field. Racing in on it is Nieves. He will make the catch for the out. Runner is going to try and tag, and Wilbanks, he will score. So the Otters get one back on the sacrifice fly from Graham Brown. Gets his 17th RBI of the year. Runner at second base didn't advance, so Crittenberger still at second. And it's Pavin Parks, who I was just talking about. Left-handed hitter, 1 for 1 tonight. Or today. This afternoon. One of those 3. Definitely not tonight, though. Sun's still shining. Won't expect to see any shadows here this afternoon. The first pitch to Parks is taken for a strike on the fastball. 0-1. 2-hit day for Pavin yesterday. He also had a hit in the first contest of this, or a couple of walks in the first contest of this series. The 0-1 swung on, bounced foul, count 0-2. So needless to say, he is looking much more comfortable at the plate. A guy like him, you know he is bound to catch fire at some point, and once he does, not going to cool off. The 0-2 swung on, fouled back, count stays. Fouled it off himself, so he'll take a couple of steps to shake it off. He's one of those guys, once he heats up, it's hard to slow him down, which is a great thing for Evansville once he does find that spark. Fernandez looks in, 5-2. Y'all's in front, top half of 2. The pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3 on the drop, third strike. It will be a tag from Quinones to get him out. So Evansville with a run on a Graham Brown sacrifice fly. We go to the bottom half of the second, 5-2. Florence in front here on the Otters Digital Network 96.9 WYIR. CJ Backer back out there for this second inning. Gave up 5 in that first frame. And we'll see what exactly he does here in this second. He will face Massey, Zeisler, and Reeves, 2, 3, and 4 in this order, who all reached, whether it be the fielder's choice, a hit by pitch, or a walk. Craig Massey stands in. Massey grounded into that fielder's choice in the first inning. Eventually came around to score one of 5 Florence Y'alls to do so. Backer hopefully will settle it down here in this second inning of work, in the first pitch to Massey is missing inside. Count 1 ball, no strikes. Massey, a left-handed hitter, 1-0. Outside, 2-0. These first 3 in this Florence order have all been lefties all 3 games that we've seen them. Evansville takes another road trip down here to Florence as the 2-0 pitch comes in there for a strike, 2-1. In August, very beginning of August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd will be the next time Evansville is in town. These 2 teams will, as the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, line drive down the left field line, slicing foul. Count 2-2. These 2 teams will face each other in 4 series this year, them being divisional opponents. Evansville has done well against the Central this year in the limited amount of times they've seen them. Won both games against Lake Erie when they were in Evansville. Obviously, that 3rd game suspended will be made up by the 2-2 pitch here from CJ Backer. Swung on, a chopper to third, charging as Pavin Parks throw to first in time for the out. Nice play there from Pavin Parks. Man, so hard as an infielder, especially for Evansville, where their home field is natural surface. This is the first time they're actually playing on an artificial surface this year. As in Mississippi, the first road trip, that's a natural surface. Schaumburg earlier this week is a natural surface. Bossy Field, obviously, with natural grass and dirt. So the infielders, a bit of an adjustment this weekend playing on the turf. The higher bounces you get. The first pitch to Zeisler is swung on a jam shot, backhanded, stopped by Gill. It's going to be a race to the bag at first, but CJ Backer will win it on the toss from Gill. 2 away. Just one thing to keep in mind, especially earlier in this game, the last inning, when Gill had a real high hop that beat him up over there at first base trying to backhand it. Even in the outfield, as TJ Reeves stands in, a right-handed hitter. First pitch to him, he walked in the first. Is high, 1-0. In the outfield on a liner, you'll see the outfielders have to play it on a higher hop than usual. 1-0 pitch, outside, 2-0. We'll even see more ground rule doubles than you usually would. Haven't seen any of those this week, though. The 2-0 pitch to Reeves from Backer. Up and in, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Inside, ball 4, just lost it there. So a 4-pitch walk to TJ Reeves will bring up Zaid Richardson. Now that could be that they were just trying to pitch him carefully and Backer just couldn't quite find the corners, as Reeves has been good this year. But 2-out walks are never something you love to just give away. That's now the first pitch to Richardson from Backer. Is swung on, bounced on the ground to third. Fair ball. Never mind, it's going to be called foul. So it's going to be 0-1. Struck out in the first inning to Richardson. That is Backer's only German American Bank strikeout thus far. No balls, a strike, 2 outs. Backer looks back towards first at Reeves. Now sets, out of the stretch, the 0-1. Runner goes, down and away for a ball. Throw down from Will Banks is offline, so it's not going to be in time. Now a runner in scoring position for Florence. Trying to get that run right back. Richardson on the 1-1 pitch. Swings and misses, 1-2. The bullpen has calmed down over for Evansville. No one up currently. Backer trying to get out of this second inning without a blemish. The 1-2. Misses outside, 2-2 on the slider. .325 down the lines here in Florence, a bit of a smaller ballpark. Not too many home runs tonight. The 2-2. Swung on, high, pop-up, drifting, foul. Count stays. 5-2 Florence here currently. A big 5-run first inning for them. It's the bottom half of the second. Evansville has scored in each of the first 2. And Backer trying to work through some trouble here. Runner on second base is Reeves. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Richardson. The pitch. Swung on, popped up, and once again gets to the first base seating area. Count stays at 2-2. Richardson having a good at bat. He had a good at bat in the first inning that he struck out in. See what Backer goes with here. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball to center, fairly shallow, racing in on his Brown. He's going to call off everybody and make the catch himself for out number 3. So Backer with a walk, but otherwise, pretty good inning after that first. No runs on no hits, nobody left on for Florence. We go to the third, 5-2. Y'all's in front here on the Otters. Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR. Matt Fernandez back here in this third inning as it'll be L.J. Jones, J.J. Cruz, Keenan Taylor, the 3 Otters due up. L.J. Jones, leadoff man here in this third. He singled in the first inning, not come around to score. The first pitch from Fernandez is swung on and missed. Count 0-1. So nice to get some good weather. It feels like this part of the country, Midwest, has been riddled with storms. It's the 0-1 pitch. Down and away for a ball, 1-1. Even through May. Usually here, April showers bring May flowers. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball to left center. Fairly shallow. Racing in on it, Nieves and Bobo, but that's going to drop down in the Bermuda Triangle for a hit. So L.J. Jones placed it perfectly out there between Javier Jr., Nieves, and Bobo for a leadoff single. As I was saying, the Mayflowers, they've come, but they've come with some lightning as well. Hopefully June is a little calmer. First pitch now to J.J. Cruz is swung on, banged down the first base line. Fair ball is going to carry him over to the right fielder in Reeves. L.J. Jones will chug into third base. Hit too hard for J.J. Cruz to get anything but a single. But just like that, 2 knocks to begin this third inning for Evansville, and once again, they are in business. 2 hits to begin the second. They scored 1 on after a sac fly. In the first inning, they had 3 straight reach after the first out was recorded and only able to score 1. So Evansville early on in this ballgame has had chances. So far through the first 2 innings, they've stranded already 4 base runners. First pitch here to Keenan Taylor is taken for a strike down and away at the knees, 0-1. No balls, a strike, nobody out. The pitch from Fernandez to Taylor. Bender in there, 0-2. Infield double play depth. Now, the interesting thing about Reeves out and right is unlike L.J. Jones on the Evansville side, who has been playing near the warning track, Reeves playing about regular depth out there in right field. Pickoff throw, not nearly in time. Back with a dive with J.J. Cruz. So it's interesting to see the way these two teams differently playing this ballpark. Obviously, Florence with a little more familiarity with Thomas More Stadium than Evansville has. The 0-2, swung on and missed, strike three. Third strikeout for Fernandez. And it's Raymond Gill. Raymond Gill is 0 for 1. He flew out to right field in the first. Pickoff throw, once again not in time. So Fernandez paying a lot of mind over to J.J. Cruz at first. Cruz not a huge base stealing threat. Just one on the year. First pitch to Gill is taken down and away and near the shoe tops. 1-0. Fernandez looks in, sets, fires. Swung on, line drive, base hit center field. Raymond Gill finally breaks through that one. An RBI single in this 5-3. Man, that has to feel good for Raymond Gill. He has been struggling so much. That is his first hit in about 9 days. 9 games, I should say. That one of the RBI variety, and Evansville has now scored 1 in each of the first 3 innings. Still only 1 away here. First pitch to Will Banks is swung on, hit in the air to left. Breaking in on it is a left fielder, Bobo, who makes the catch for the second out. Ball was hit on a string, but right towards Bobo. And now it's Ty Crittenberger. Crittenberger placed down a perfect bunt to reach an inning ago in the second. Now it's 2 runners on. First pitch to him. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1. On second base, Cruz. On first, Raymond Gill, 5-3. Evansville trails Florence here in the top half of the third. The pitch. Swung on, a little flare out to right center. It's going to drop down for a base hit. Cruz chugging home. He's going to score. And advancing to third is Raymond Gill. So an RBI single there for Ty Crittenberger. And Evansville just 1 back. 2 RBI singles in 3 batters. Here in this inning, 5-4 the score. Evansville already 8 hits in this one. And we're only through 2.5. First pitch here to Alay Camus. Swung on, popped up, and that's going to get foul and out of play, 0-1. So the offense not backing down from the challenge. The 0-1, runner goes. Swung on, laser down the right field line. That's going to get down for a base hit off the base of the wall. 1 run is in. They're going to hold the second one there. Camus trying for second base. He's now caught in a rundown. Runner's going to come home. No throw. He scores. Time. And it's a 1-run game now in favor of the Otters. Ball once again gets away to center. Interesting play there. Evansville taking a 6-5 lead. So it's going to be an RBI single, but Camus still gets into second. How about that? They had Camus dead to rights, but then Zeisler thought about throwing home to try and cut down the runner, and Crittenberger couldn't do it. Run scored, and then they threw it away into center field. And it's a 1-run ball game in favor of Evansville, 6-5 after a 4-run third. And Graham Brown will stand in. Boy, that's a tough break for Matt Fernandez. But a great inning and a great result for Evansville. Graham Brown now stands in. What a third inning. What a game so far. We're only in the top half of the third. It's 6-5. The first pitch to Brown. Swung on. Cue ball over to first. Fields as Massey steps on the bag himself for the 3 unassisted. But Evansville scores 4 in the inning, and they lead it now 6-5. We go to the bottom half of 3. You're listening on 96.9 WYR and the Otters Digital Network. Back here in Florence, Kentucky. CJ Backer back on the mound here for this third inning. Get a quick and fairly easy second frame. Hopefully we'll continue that trend as Evansville now with the lead 6-5 here in the bottom half of the third. Brendan Bobo stands in. Bobo, a 2 RBI single back in that first inning. We'll see how he does here. The first pitch squares around, but pulls back for a strike, count 0-1, and Pavin Parks that'll now get his attention. He'll play a little more shallow. Backer seems to have settled in the 0-1. Swung on high, fly ball to right. Back at the track, see ya. Brendan Bobo, a solo shot, third RBI of the day for him. Man, can the announcer's jinx be any more real? I should just stop talking. Solo shot to lead off this third inning, and we're all knotted up right back at 6. And now Armani Smith. He singled home 2 runs in the first inning. First pitch to Smith from Backer. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Smith took a big hack at it. Ryan Wiltsey right back up and throwing in the Otters bullpen. So we'll see how soon he gets the call. 6-6, bottom 3. The pitch. Swung on, fouled right back into Wilbanks. Oh, and he's going to have to take some time. Reacting immediately there. And that one, yeah, he's doubled over in some pain. Fouled back right in between the legs. He's going to take time. Now, obviously, this is something that might take a couple of minutes for him to recover from. Still down, has yet to stand up. He's talking to Billy Easley and the trainer currently. Count will be 1 ball, 1 strike. Boy, and that's just such a tough one to take. Hard to watch. Almost. As Seems to be feeling a little better now. Tell you what, cups might be the greatest invention for baseball, especially for catchers. Catchers get beat up so much as it is. You add that element into it, and it's just oof. He's up and walking around now, trying to walk it off. And he's going to nod, say he's open. Looks like we're going to get right back to it. Wilbanks will tough this one out. Gets a nice ovation from the crowd, and we will once again start to Armani Smith. Excuse me, the count, no balls, 2 strikes. So Backer ahead in the count to him. First pitch, back from the injury. Well, the timeout to Armani Smith. Swung on, line drive, foul, third base side. 6-6 here in the bottom of the third. Oh, 2 once again from Backer. Steps back, kicks, fires. Swung on, fouled off again. So Smith battling. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Backer once again the 0-2. Outside, just missed on the outer half on the breaking ball, 1-2. So the 1-2 again. Swung on, fouled back. He had to reach for that one. So good at bat here from Smith. And CJ Backer he has not gotten an easy out tonight. It just hasn't come for him. The 1-2. Called strike, 3 at the knees on the chain. Second German American Bank strikeout for CJ Backer. Now it's Michael Quinones. Quinones, left-handed bat, the first pitch, in there for a strike. He doubled home a run in the first, part of that 5-run first frame. The 0-1 pitch here to Quinones. Caught the outer edge, 0-2. And Backer's just so much adversity here this afternoon. It's so hard to get into a rhythm when you're so often working out of the stretch, the 0-2. Swung on, fought back, and fouled towards the third base area. Count staying. Especially when you are a guy like Backer who likes to get into a rhythm. He likes to get rid of the ball quickly. Him and Fernandez both the same. 0-2 pitch. Outside 1-2. Just hasn't quite been able to find it. 6-6 the score. The pitch. Swung on, high fly ball slicing into left center. Back on it, Brown makes the catch, 2 away. Quinones, good swing, but you're out. Now Eddie Javier Jr. That one has to feel a little better for Backer. Again, good contact made from Quinones, but not going the Y'all's way. Y'all's in their cream-colored jerseys here tonight. The first pitch to Javier Jr. is inside for a ball. Tell you what, one thing the Y'alls do well, jerseys. Baby blues, blue pinstripes, and then now cream color. The 1-0 misses high, 2-0. Evansville in their blues. Gray pants, the blue jerseys with white lettering. No trim on the pants. 2-0 pitch. High, 3-0. Blue hat, gray bill for Evansville. The 3-0 pitch. Up and in, ball 4. So Backer walks Eddie Javier Jr. And it brings up Hector Nieves. Nieves in his first 2 plate appearances has walked and popped out. See how he does here. 6-6 the score, bottom half of the 3rd. Pickoff move to first is a little closer than you would like if you're Florence, but back in there with a dive safely is Javier Jr. First pitch. Swung on, line drive, base hit, right field. Javier Jr. is going to make his way to third. The throw in is going to be cut off by Camus. It's a 2-out single and 2 straight 2-out base runners for Florence. Runners to the corners for Craig Massey. Craig Massey 0 for 2. He reached via the fielder's choice in the first, eventually came around to score. Here comes Max Peterson, and that's going to do it for CJ Backer. So Backer finishes going 2 2/3. We'll get his final line when we come back here on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network. So Ryan Wiltsey will come in. 2 2/3 for CJ Backers, given up 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 2. He hit 2 batters. As of now, he's given up 6 runs, but both runners on base are his responsibility. That being Javier Jr. at third and Hector Nieves at first. So the Otters will call upon Ryan Wiltsey once again to get a bulk of outs. Right-handed pitcher is Wiltsey. Craig Massey is the batter. Left-handed hitter. He is 0 for 2. First pitch from Wiltsey. Up and in for a ball, 1-0. Wiltsey, 4 1/3 against Schaumburg earlier this week. That was on Monday. The 1-0 pitch. Runner goes down low for a ball. Throw down from Wilbanks is in time to end the inning. So Hector Nieves gets caught stealing, and Wiltsey doesn't even have to finish the at-bat. We now go to the top half of 4, 6-6, all knotted up here on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network. Back here in this top half of the fourth inning, all knotted up at 6 apiece after the Alls get one back. So we'll see how the Otters offense does here in this fourth. It's Pavin Parks. Pavin today is 1 for 2. He struck out and singled. And the first pitch swung on, line drive up the middle, fielded by Zeisler. Throw to first in time for the out. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Fernandez here in this fourth inning. Now brings up L.J. Jones. Jones 2 for singles. The first pitch to him is taken in there for a strike. Again, L.J. Jones, one of those guys that pretty much always takes the first pitch, the 0-1. Swung on, bounced foul, 0-2. See how he does. Formerly of the St. Louis Cardinals organization. Has been good for Evansville. And he's going to go get a new baseball bat as thinks his is broken after banging it on the ground a couple of times to hear the sound, make sure. Get some new lumber and we'll stand in. Fernandez ahead in the count to him. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swung on, tapped foul, count stays at 0-2. L.J. Jones' batting stance, very similar to that of Seiya Suzuki. Hands high up in the air. The 0-2. Swung on, a high pop-up. Should be playable in shallow left center. Coming in on it, the center fielder Nieves, who makes the catch for the second out. Now J.J. Cruz. Cruz has had a good stretch of games lately. Big RBI single last night. Regular single, but did come around and score last inning in the third. That 4-run third for Evansville. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. 6-6 the score. Here it is. Outside, 1-1. So a ball, a strike, 2 outs. Hernandez steps back, kicks, fires. Cruz thought about it, but did not go around, and it's going to be 2-1. Now, 5 degrees. Back, that overhead. Back home, going to be near 5 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Lose the pitch. Swung on, chopped foul on a pitch that was at his head, pretty much. Head height, anyway. Count stays at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on base. Tie ball game at 6 apiece here in this top half of the fourth. As the offenses, both of them have exploded early for either side. The payoff pitch from Fernandez. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Fernandez with another strikeout. That is his 4th. We now go to the bottom half of the fourth, 6-6 here on 96.9 WYIR and the Otters Digital Network. Ryan Wiltsey out once again here in this 4th inning. We'll see how he does. He will face Craig Massey. Hector Nieves got caught stealing in the 3rd to end that. Massey wasn't able to finish his at, so he will stand in again here to face Ryan Wiltsey. First pitch from Wiltsey into Craig Massey, who stands in on the left-handed side. Wiltsey sets, fires, breaks just inside for a ball, 1-0. We've seen Wiltsey do some great stuff this year. Really have. As the 1-0 pitch misses just inside on the fastball, 2-0. Especially in long relief. He has been the go-to guy if an Otter starter has gotten into some trouble to come in out of the pen and pitch for a lot of innings. The 2-0 is down low and gets away from Wilbanks 3-0. So we'll see how Wiltsey does. Again, this is the final game of this road trip before Mississippi and Washington come to Bosse Field later this week. The 3-0 up high, a 4-pitch walk to Craig Massey. Now Hank Zeisler. And then the week after next, Evansville travels up to Lake Erie to play them for the 2nd time this year. First pitch, now to Hank Zeisler, is high, 1-0. So Wiltsey has now fired in 5 straight balls to begin this frame. That series against Lake Erie, only a 3-game road stint. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike, finally finds his own, 1-1. Tell you what, 6:05 p.m. in Lake Erie, and then travel all the way back to Evansville, and a 6:35 start against Windy City the next night. So pretty quick turnaround for Evansville there. The 1-1. High, 2-1. Especially Lake Erie being as far away as they are from Evansville. Get back probably after the game in the daylight. The 2-1. High, 3-1. So Wiltsey struggling to find the zone here in this 4th inning. On deck, TJ Reeves. Wiltsey sets. The 3-1. High, ball 4. So 2 leadoff walks here in this 4th frame. Now TJ Reeves. Here comes Max Peterson to talk to Wiltsey. No one up in the Evansville pen, at least not throwing. There is some stretching going on. No one up for Florence. TJ Reeves will now bat with 2 runners on, a runner on first and a runner on second. On second, Massey. On first is Hank Zeisler. Reeves has walked twice so far today. He has stolen a base as well. Wilsey sets, hands waist high, the first pitch. Finds the zone on the upper edge for a strike, 0-1. Just hope Wilsey finds the zone here, tweaks a thing, makes an adjustment. The 0-1. Swung high fly ball to right. Wind pushing it back to the track. Near the wall is L.J. Jones. He leaps and he cannot make the catch. T.J. Reeves the opposite way for a 3-run blast. And it's 9-6 Florence. Just about as close as you can get down that right field line or in right field. So 9-6 in favor of Florence, and they once again have a multi-run lead. Second home run of the day for Florence. TJ Reeves, 4th of the year. First pitch now to Richardson is in there high, I guess, 1-0. So 9 runs already for Florence as the next pitch swung on, fouled back, 1-1. We're just in the bottom of the 4th. One ball, 1 strike, no outs. Then 1-1 pitch, high, 2-1. Man, this place, a fly ball to right. Every single one hit out there has a chance to get out, it seems like. The 2-1. Swung on, chopped foul, 2-2. Seen it so many times this weekend where the outfielder thinks, whoever's in right field, thinks it's going to be shallower than it ends up being, and either it drops behind him or it ends up leaving the yard. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3, outer half. German American Bank strike out the first one for Wiltsey. And the first out of this 4th inning. Now Brendan Bobo. First pitch to Bobo is low, count a ball, no strikes. Bobo is 2 for 2 today as the next one is in there, 1-1. A homer, a solo shot in the 3rd. A 2 RBI single back at the 1st. The pitch. Swung on, grounded hard to second. Cruz fields and throws over to first for the out. 2 away. The long ball has plagued Wiltsey a little bit this year. Gave up 1 against Schaumburg, 1 against Lake Erie. Armani Smith now stands in. First pitch, outside 1-0. And now he's given up 1 against TJ Reeves and Florence. 9-6, Florence in front, bottom 4. The pitch. Outside, count 2-0. Just long inning after long inning after long inning. 2-0. Low, 3-0. Just the way it's been. This whole 2025, it feels like. The 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike, 3-1. Scoring galore. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here it is. Swung on, grounded down the line at third. Pavin fields, throws across his body in time on a 1-hopper for the out. So a nice play by Pavin Parks. And we go now to the top of the 5th. It's 9-6 in favor of Florence here on 96.9 WYIR and the Otters Digital Network. Back here in the top half of the 5th, Keenan Taylor to lead it off as Florence scored a couple of runs there in the bottom half thanks to a 3-run blast. Matt Fernandez still out there. He now has a 9-6 lead. First pitch here to Keenan Taylor. Swung on, high pop in the infield. Should be playable in foul territory. Under it is Smith. Battling the sun, makes the catch. So 1 out for Matt Fernandez on just 1 pitch. And Fernandez seems to have been able to settle the pitch count down a little bit. So now it's Raymond Gill. Gill tonight will take strike 1 on the fastball. Count 1-1. Fernandez doesn't quit, working well. The 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Raymond Gill looking to start something for Evansville. The pitch swung on, popped up, and that's going to get foul and overhead. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. So 1-2. Fernandez steps off. So 1-2 the count. 9-6 Florence here, top 5. The Evansville dugout is now arguing about the pitch clock. Wondering about that, and they're being told to stop. The 1-2 pitch is down and away for a ball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Fernandez steps back, kicks, fires. Swung on, fouled back. Count stays. Fernandez has settled in here in this 4th and 5th inning now. 2-2. Inside, 3-2. Almost got Raymond Gill. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. High ball, 4, so Raymond Gill works a nice walk. And it brings up Cohen Wilbanks. Wilbanks, 1-2. First pitch to him is high, 1-0. Gill, I don't think will be trying to steal here. Fernandez, the 1-0 out of the stretch. Bins in there for a strike. 1-1. And this guy, teams have felt elated with their lead as the 1-1. High, 2-1. Both teams have also felt so defeated after giving up said lead. I know Evansville in the latter category. They trail 9-6 here in the top of the 5th. 2-1 is outside, 3-1. Still no one throwing for Florence yet. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch to Wilbanks. Swung on, fouled back, and it's going to be 3-2. Payoff pitch incoming from Fernandez, who looks back towards first at Gill and now sets. Hands belt out. Runner goes. Swung on, grounded to second. It's going to save the double play, or does it? Runner on second is out. The throw to first in time. What a double play from second to short to first. They somehow get the runner who was stealing. 4-6-3 to end the inning. We now go to the bottom of the 5th. 9-6 Florence in front on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network. It'll be Michael Quinones to lead it off here in this 4th inning against Ryan Wiltsey. Excuse me, this 5th inning. Remember, fans, it's back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries Monday through Thursday, now including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce. Just $19.99 for boneless, $24.99 for traditional. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive, or 715 North Green River Road for details. Bottom of the 5th, 9-6, Florence in front. The first pitch to Quinones is swung on and lifted high and deep to right center. Back on it, L.J. Jones, and it is off the top of the wall. Jones, the throw to second base is not in time. In there with a headfirst slide is Quinones. Quinones with a deep double. On the first pitch, he saw a high fastball from Wiltz. He didn't miss it. It's now Eddie Javier Jr. 9-6, Florence Y'all's in front. Runner on second base is Quinones. First pitch to Javier Jr. is outside for a ball, 1-0. A lot of hard contact from Florence. Now, first inning, they scored 5 on only 3 hits, but since they've been electric. The 1-0. Outside 2-0. Now, Evansville has out-hit Florence 9-7, but the score 9-6, Florence. The 2-0. Finn's in there for a strike, 2-1. Two balls, a strike, nobody out. 9-6 the score, the pitch. Swung on, line drive to right, in on it is Jones. He makes the catch for the out. So the first out here in this 5th inning brings up Hector Nieves. We'll see right-handed pitcher now facing Nieves, who is 1 for 2. Single in the third, a walk in the first. He's popped out in between those two. And the first pitch. Finn's in there for a strike, 0-1. Quite the game thus far, just halfway through it. The pitch. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Nine to 6, Florence in front, bottom 5. Wiltsey agrees with Wilbanks behind the plate. Sets and out of the stretch fires. Down and away, kicks away from Wilbanks, but not advancing as Quinones. Count 1-2. Here in this Buffalo Wild Wings 5th inning. The 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, way out in front of that slow curveball. Second strikeout for Wiltsey. German American Bank strikeout, and now it's Craig Massey. Massey is hitless. He's walked and grounded into a fielder's choice. First pitch he sees is fouled back. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. So count 0-1. The slight breeze has persisted throughout this contest. The 0-1 pitch from Wiltsey. Swung on, fouled back, 0-2. Again, pushing out to right, but man, it feels like it's so much more, given the way some of these balls have just flown out of here. 0-2 the count, 2 away. Wiltsey trying to get out of this inning scoreless. The 0-2 pitch. High, 1-2. Would be nice if Evansville could strand that leadoff double in Quinones at second. The 1-2. Swung on, high pop-up, shallow center field. Back on it, Cruz. In on it, Brown. And Cruz is going to make the catch, calling off Brown for the third out. So, we now go to the top of the 6th after Florence strands the base runner. No scores on 1 hit, 1 left on for the Y'alls. We'll be right back here on 96.9 WYIR and the Otters Digital Network. Zane Robbins will now be the pitcher for Florence. Matt Fernandez's day is done. 5 innings pitched, gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, struck out 4. Robbins, the new pitcher, will have to face Ty Crittenberger to begin this one. Crittenberger, 2 hits. He's 2 for 2. One of them was a bunt single, the other an RBI single back in the third. First pitch to him from Robbins is taken low for a ball, 1-0. We've seen Robbins this series already as the 1-0 pitch swung on and missed, 1-1. 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. Robbins yesterday threw an inning, gave up a hit, walked 2, did not strike out a batter, did not give up a run. The 2-1. Swung on, grounded hard to short, fielded by Javier Jr. Throw over to first in time for the out, 1 away. So it's now Alay Camus. Camus does have a hit today, an RBI single back in the third that eventually scored a runner, the go-ahead run at the time, after Camus was caught in a run down, the runner scored, and then Camus got into second on a throwing error from Javier Jr. The pitch inside, 1-0. Quite the interesting play in that third inning, that's for sure. The 1-0. Swung on, high fly ball, right center field. Tracking it is Reeves, making the catch for the second out. Now Graham Brown. Brown with a sac fly, a walk, and a ground out today. So 0 for 1. A run scored as well back in that first after he walked. First pitch to him is in there for a strike, 0-1. So no balls, a strike, 2 outs. The pitch just misses outside. Count even. A ball, a strike, 2 away. Top 6, the pitch. Up and away, 2-1. 9-6, the score. Florence in front. Evansville trying to come back and get their second road win of this season. The 2-1 pitch is low, 2-2. They are 8-11 currently, 3.5 games back of Lake Erie and Washington, who are tied in the Central Division. The 3-1 swung on, lasered foul down the third base side. Take a look around the league of the scores. There were a couple of day games today. The top of the 6th, New York over Down East, 11-6. Windy City beating Lake Erie currently 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. as Robbins sets and fires. Swung on, line drive, base hit down the third baseline. That's going to roll all the way to the warning track and bump up against the wall. Taking second base easily and standing up is Graham Brown on the top double. Now Pavin Parks. Pavin Parks a single in the first. He struck out and grounded out since. Division in the league, 5:35 tonight. It'll be Washington and Schaumburg. Again, Washington tied with Lake Erie currently, but if that score holds in Windy City, Lake Erie would be half a game back going into that game. First pitch here to Parks is taken for a strike, 0-1. So no balls, a strike, 2 outs. Robbins, the next offering to Pavin. Caught the upper edge of the zone, 0-2. Evansville trying to collect a 2-out run. Parks trying to be the one who delivers. Down in the count, 0-2. The pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Parks goes down swinging. That is Robbins' first strikeout. So a 2-out double is stranded. No runs come across for Evansville. We go to the bottom half of the 6th here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom of the 6th upcoming. Ryan Wilsey still out there on the bump. Florence in front 9-6. Currently over Evansville. Evansville has out hit Florence 10-7, but trails by 3. Florence with an error, Evansville not. The batter, Hank, he's got hit by a pitch and walked. Grounded out as well. The first pitch to him is in there for a strike on the inner half, 0-1. Evansville scored a 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 in the third to get their 6 runs. That 4 in the third and gave them the lead, actually, the 0-1 pitch. High, 1-1. Florence scored 5 in the first, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth. How they have 9. The 1-1 in there for a strike, 1-2. So a ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Wiltsey fires. Thought about it, didn't go around, and it was a bit inside, 2-2. Wiltsey, one of these guys that is exclusively out of the stretch. He looks into Wilbanks and fires. Just outside, 3-2. There is throwing happening for Evansville. Same with Florence. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air, very shallow right. Cruz under it, calls everyone off, makes the catch. So 1 away here in the 6th. Here's TJ Reeves, who has a 3-run homer and 2 walks. Reeves, that 3-run homer in the 4th, is what has given the Yalls this 3-run lead that they work with currently. 9-6, the pitch. High, 1-0. Swung on a high fly ball, fairly deep right center field. Back near the track, near the wall. It is out of here. Second homer of the day for TJ Reeves. TJ Reeves, solo homer, second of the day, third of the series, fifth of the season. And now it is 10-6, Florence. Brings up Zade Richardson. TJ Reeves is on fire. The pitch. Swung on, fouled back. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Oh, 1 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball to center, but that one's medium deep, and Ground makes the catch. So Florence, 3 homers today in a 10-run game already. It's 10-6 here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 away, though, as it brings up Brendan Bobo. The pitch. Inside, nearly got him. Count 1-0. Florence is the in there for a strike, 1-1. Scored in every inning except for the 5th and the 2nd so far. We'll see. Steps back, kicks, fires. 2-1, missed inside. Two one. Inside again, 3-1. So Bobo trying to work a walk here. He's 2 for 3 on the day, a home run and a double. The pitch, low ball 4. Looks like that might be it for Wiltsey as Max Peterson comes in. So here in the 6th, maybe. There's the motion to the bullpen. And that'll do it. It'll be Alex Valdez out of the pen when we come back. 10-6 the score. Florence in front here on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters. So Alex Valdez will be pitching for Evansville now. Ryan Wiltsey exits after 3 innings of work, gave up 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, struck out 2. And Armani Smith, the batter, with a runner on first base. See how Valdez looks here today. First pitch, in there for a strike. Bobo with a decent lead over at first. Here it is. Swung on, popped up, foul territory towards the first base side. 0-2. Valdez has looked really good at times this year. The 0-2 pitch now to Smith. Swung on, popped up again, and once again foul to the first base side. Count stays at 0-2. Smith singled in 2 runs in the first inning, has been hitless since. He is 1 for 3. Seems like Evansville just, with the long ball, really has been the issue. The 0-2. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Fielded by Camus. He bobbles it, gets behind him, and that's going to be an error, I would think. So an error for Alay Camus, the first one against him this year. He is such a good fielding shortstop. That one was right at him, about as routine as it gets, and it just slipped right by him. It was Michael Quinones. Quinones, 2 doubles today. 2 for 3. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Quinones has hit the ball hard today. Even his fly out in the third was hit hard. No balls, a strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on, fouled back, 0-2. Clear skies, not a cloud in sight. A little hazy. Nothing insane. Bright blue over top Thomas More Stadium here in Florence, Kentucky. The 0-2. Swung on, line drive, base hit center field. This will score 1. Runner at second will hold. And it's 11-6 on an RBI single from Michael Quinones. So the line now finished on Wiltsey. He will get that run on his 5 runs given up for Wiltsey. Runner on second is now Armani Smith. 11-6 in favor of Florence here in the bottom of the 6th. And the first pitch here to Eddie Javier Jr. The pitch. Swung on, bounced on the ground to short. Camus fields, flips to second for the out. But the All score 2, and it is now 11-6 in favor of Florence heading into the 7th inning. We'll be right back here on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network. Pedro Alfonseca, the new pitcher in for Florence, spent 2 years in the minor leagues. In the minors, he struggled a bit, 7.89 the ERA. He was a draft pick of the Cleveland Indians, who are now the Cleveland Guardians, back in 2017, the 17th round. But didn't really have a lot of success there. Was then signed by the Cincinnati Reds in 22, eventually got to high A ball, but has fallen out of affiliate ranks and now resides with Florence. So far this year, he's given up 10 runs in just 5 1/3. See how he does here. He will face L.J. Jones to lead it off, followed by J.J. Cruz and then Keenan Taylor. First pitch from Alfonseca is in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, nobody out. The pitch. Swung on and missed out in front of it. Alfonseca went from 92 on the fastball to 83 miles per hour on the off speed and quickly ahead in the count to L.J. Jones. No balls, 2 strikes. Here to lead off this 7th inning, 11-6. Florence in front. Evansville still out hitting Florence, 10-9 now. The 0-2. Swung on, bounced up the middle, and it sneaks through for a base hit. L.J. Jones, leadoff single, his 3rd hit of the day. Brings up J.J. Cruz. J.J. Cruz today is a 1 for 3. He struck out twice and single. First pitch. Swung on, bounced on the ground to second. Fielded by Zeisler. The only play is at first base for 1 out. So the runner advances 90 feet to second, but it is an out, and it brings up Keenan Taylor. Taylor was hit by a pitch in the first inning that drove in an RBI, but 0 for 2 officially. 0 for 2 with a ribby. First pitch here to Taylor is up and away for a ball, 1-0. Fastball currently for Alfonseca sitting around 92 miles an hour. Alfonseca sets, delivers out of the stretch though, 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1. A little behind on that fastball was Taylor, that one at 93. Evansville just looking to scratch and claw, just one at a time here. The 1-1 pitch outside, 2-1. Especially when the deficit is where it is like this. 5 is the deficit, 11-6 the score. Only now have 8 outs to work with, so just got to keep the line moving. That has to be the mindset for every hitter coming up to the plate. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Alfonseca nods and sets. And he now delivers the 2-2. Low and in the dirt, 3-2. Getting a new ball will be Alfonseca. So Taylor awaits the payoff pitch from Alfonseca. Here it is. Checked his swing, did not go around, takes ball 4. So 2 runners on now. Brings up Raymond Gill. Raymond Gill tonight or today. 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a flyout. First pitch to him. Inside, had him leaning back. Counting 1-0. Infield straight up, same with the outfield. The 1-0. Checked on, didn't go around, and was a bit outside. 2-0. So Evansville working some good at bats here. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. The pitch to Gill is swung on, jam shot, flare into right field, drops down for a base hit, goes station to station, and bases are going to be loaded now for the Evansville Otters. Brings up Cohen Wilbanks. So it'll be Cohen Wilbanks in a pretty big spot here. On first is Gill, on second Taylor, on third LJ Jones. The pitch here to Wilbanks. Swung on, grounder, base hit left field. This will score 1. They'll just keep the runner at third and play smart. So an RBI single for Cohen Wilbanks, his second hit of the day. And it's 11-7 now. Here's Ty Crittenberger, who has a 2-hit day. Evansville now trailing by 4. More doable. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Bases juiced just 1 away here to the 9-hole hitter, Ty Crittenberger, who's had a good night. The 0-1. Swung on, pops out of the mid. Here comes the runner, and Taylor. He's going to score, and it's going to be 11-8 now. On the pass ball from Quinones, all runners advance, including the 8th run of the day for the Otters. It's 11-8, the score. Count 1 ball, 1 to the Otters left fielder. Crittenberger awaits the 1-1. Swung on, fouled right back near the dugout. Count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 11-8 the score. 3-run deficit for Evansville. gotten closer. They've scored 2 already here in the 7th, just 1 away. The pitch. Swung on, fought off, foul. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Alfonseca sets out of the stretch, the 1-2. Outside, ball 2. Count evened up. So Evansville in the middle of what could possibly be a big inning. Just a 1 away here in the 7th. The pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 away now. Brings up Alay Camus. Camus singled home a run in the 3rd. Sacrifice bunt, a fly out, and a ground out. First pitch to him. Swung on, bounced softly to second. Fielded by Zeisler, throw to first in time for the out. The Otters get 2 back on 3 hits. They leave 2 runners on. We now go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time, 11-8 the score on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom half of the 7th, due up. It'll be Nieves, Massey, and Zeisler, the 3 due up. Second inning. First pitch to Nieves. Swung on, grounded hard towards first, but foul, 0-1. Valdez able to get out of the inning, only surrendering 1 inherited runner in the 6th. Here in the 7th, the 0-1 here to Nieves. Just misses outside, 1-1. A ball, a strike, nobody out. 11-8 for Florence. The pitch. High fly ball to right, fairly shallow towards the line. Over to it, Jones slides underhand, and it's a fair ball. He dropped the baseball. Jones still on the ground, writhing in pain. In the ball, or did he make the catch? And he made the sliding catch, running up against the wall. So the runner is out in the, but they're going to have the trainer go out and look at L.J. Jones. Looked as if he maybe jammed his knee into that wall, which is not padded out there in right field. The crazy part is he made that catch sliding into that concrete wall for the out. A phenomenal play. And right now, just walking off what hopefully seems to be a stinger out there. And he's going to stay in the ball game again. He reacted real hard out there in right field. I mean, that cannot feel good. Knee first into that wall. He's going to stay in the ball game, thankfully. Might have a bruise tomorrow, and we'll see if it continues to affect him. Now Craig Massey will be the batter. I just still can't believe he made that catch out there. Goodness. The pitch to Massey. In there for a strike 0-1. No balls, a strike and an out. The pitch. Swung on and missed, 93 on the running fastball. That fastball with a lot of glove side run. So inside to the left-handed hitters, outside to righties. The pitch. Swung on, jam shot to shallow right. Won't even get past the infield, actually. And it's going to go right to Raymond Gill for the second out. Now Hank Zeisler. Zeisler has been hit by a pitch, has walked 0 for 2 other than that. First pitch to him. Swung on and missed 0-1. No balls, one strike. The pitch. Down and away, 1-1. Right-hander in Valdez steps back, kicks, fires. Swung on and missed 1-2. So a ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Evansville has scored a lot today. 13 hits. The offense has done their job. But 11-8, they trail it. Here in this bottom half of the 7th. The pitch. Bounced it. Count now 2-2. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. Valdez steps back, kicks, fires. Swung on, fly ball to center. Medium deep, no trouble for Brown, who makes the catch for out number 3. So Valdez with a 1-2-3 7th. We go to the top of the 8th, 11-8. Y'all's in front. You're on 96.9 WYAR on the Otters Digital Network. So Graham Brown will lead it off here in the 8th against, once again, Pedro Alfonseca, who's still out there after surrendering 2 runs in the 7th. Graham Brown Awaits the first pitch from Alfonseca. The pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. Graham Brown today is 1 for 2. The pitch. In there as well. That one at 94. The past two have been at that number. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Interesting day of baseball here today, to say the least, but has not gone in the Otters' favor. The 0-2. Down and away. 1-2. So Evansville trails at 11-8, top 8. Still with some work to do. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the up and away corner. So a strikeout for Alfonseca. Brings up Paven Parks. Parks a single in the first. He's 1 for 4 in total. And the pitch. Outside, 1-0. That one at 96. A ball. No. Strikes 1 out. Here it is. Called for a strike, 1-1. Alfonseca looking to settle in here in this 8th and set it up for this Florence bullpen to close it down in the 9th. Evansville looking to prevent that. The 1-1 is just outside for a ball, 2-1. Sunday afternoon baseball is the 2-1 pitch incoming from Alfonseca. Just misses, 3-1. Paven ahead in the count. We'll see what Alfonseca gives him. The 3-1. Checked his swing, and he definitely went around 3-2. An update. Take a look at an update from around the league. Any finals have come in as of yet. Bottom of the 9th, Lake Erie trails Windy City 4-2. 13-8 in favor of New York over Down East currently. Then Gateway beating Sussex County 6-5 in the 6th. The 3-2. Swung on ground ball, base hit up the middle. Paven Parks' his second single of the afternoon. So 1 out single here in this 8th inning. Brings up L.J. Jones. Seems to be walking fine on that knee that he banged up against that concrete wall down the right field line. So he seems to be okay. First pitch to him is taken for a ball. 1-0. Man, if L.J. Jones ever swings at a first pitch, I will be so surprised. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0. He is just so patient at the plate. Great approach. You can see why he was as highly touted by the Cardinals as he was when he was first drafted. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. The pitch to Jones is swung on and missed. Tied him up with a fastball, count 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Parks a decent lead at first. Swung on and bounced foul. 2-2. Parks faked going there on that pitch. See what he does on the 2-2. Still with a decent lead. Alfonseca sets, fires. Inside, ball 3. The 3-2. Swung on, fouled back right near the booth, and that overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. So another payoff pitch. 11-8 the score. Top 8. Otters trail. 3-2. Outside ball 4. So LJ Jones works a nice walk there to add to that 3-hit day of his. Now it's JJ Cruz in another big spot. Cruz 1 for 4. Here's the first pitch from Alfonseca to Cruz. Swung on, high pop up, twisting foul, and near the third base concession stand. It's 0-1. Still no cloud cover. Beautiful afternoon here in Florence. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 0-2. Now it has eclipsed the mid 70s. 0-2. For JJ Cruz, and the Otters 1 closer. So 11-9 now. JJ Cruz, another big hit for him on the weekend. That one an RBI double. Brings up Keenan Taylor, and out comes the pitching coach. Looks like this will do it for Alfonseca. Maybe. Up and warming in the pen. There is somebody. There's double-barreled action, it looks like. Connor Mackey, one of them. Excuse me, that's Connor Mackay out there. So Keenan Taylor now. A big chance, tying a run at second base. Go ahead run at the plate, the pitch. In there for a strike. Boy, oh boy. How the pendulum can swing in a blink of an eye, it seems. Especially this weekend against these two very evenly matched squads. The pitch. Swung on, little liner to short, but Javier Jr. with no trouble on the soft one makes the catch for the second out. Brings up Raymond Gill. He's 2 for 3, and this is going to do it for Alfonseca. Pitching coach once again back out there. It's that first mound visit, probably just to give Mackay time, and that'll do it for him. We now will await Connor Mackay about him when we come back. 11-9 the score here on 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network. So it's Connor Mackay in to pitch. Mackay played at Dallas Baptist University in 2024. Again, Dallas Baptist, one of, if not the best, mid-major conference school in the country. And there, he pitched well. 273 his ERA. He had 8 saves in 23 games, 29 and 2/3 innings pitched in 2024 with Dallas Baptist over the summer. And the MLB Draft League, he had an 8.36 ERA. First pitch here to Raymond Gill, who stands in a big spot, is in there for a strike. 0-1. Mackay, in 13 innings has given up 7 runs so far this year. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1. He struck out 11, walked 5, given up 2 long balls. A ball, a strike, 2 outs. The pitch from Mackay. Called a strike on the outer half. 1-2. A ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mackay sets and fires the 1-2. Called strike, 3 on the outer half. So we go to the bottom half of the 8th. Able to get 1 back are the Otters. It is 11-9 here on 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network. Alex Valdez back for another inning of work here in the bottom of the 8th, trying to send it to the top of the 9th with it still being 11-9. Just 2 runs the deficit for Evansville. They have 15 hits on the day. They have out-hit the Owls 15-9 and still trail by 2. First pitch now to TJ Reeves is in there for a strike. TJ Reeves with quite the day. 2 homers for him. He's 2 for 2 with those 2 homers, 2 walks as well. The 0-1. Swung on, grounded hard to Camus at short. Throws to first in time for the first out. So 1 away here in the 8th brings up Zade Richardson. Richardson has struck out twice, flown out twice, 0 for 4 total. Right-handed hitter, the first pitch. Swung on, high fly ball, fairly deep out to left. Back on it is Taylor in front of the track. He makes the catch for the out. Excuse me, that's Krittenberger out there in left. So 2 quick outs here in this bottom half of the 8th inning. Left-handed hitter, Brendan Bobo, stands in. He has a solo homer. He is 2 for 3, a walk, a single, a homer, a ground out. The first pitch, down and in for a ball, 1-0. And Valdez, he's looked nice so far here today. Really has. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. That's the thing. And you stretch out Valdez, if you're able to eventually get 2 innings out of him per outing, that's huge, the 1-1. Checked his swing. He did ghost his home plate umpire, Kyle Eastman, 1-2. Especially if you get this version of Alex Valdez, because, again, this is the version of him that at times has looked so good. The 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Valdez, his first punchy. We now go to the top of the ninth, 11-9 the score. Florence trying to close it out. Evansville trying to rally. Here we go. 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network. So it's still Connor Mackay in to pitch. Mackay looking for the save. He will face 8, 9, and 1 for the Otters. That's Wilbanks, Krittenberger, and Camus. Left-handed hitter in Connor Wilbanks. Excuse me, Cohen Wilbanks. Goodness. First pitch to him is high for a ball, 1-0. Evansville really looking for another big rally. Trail by 2, 11 here in the top of the ninth. So 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1. You've seen them do it before. Here in this rubber match of this series, the 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. Wilbanks today has 2 hits. He's 2 for 4. Been really productive. The 2-1. In there. 2-2. Once again, just got to go one batter at a time. Evansville in the late stages offensively has been very good. 2-2. Down low, 3-2. So a payoff pitch, nobody out. Mackay to Wilbanks, the pitch. Down and in, ball 4. A leadoff walk, Cohen Wilbanks. And now it's Ty Krittenberger. Krittenberger 2 for 4 today. An RBI single in the third, a single in the second. First pitch to Krittenberger. Swung on, bounced on the ground is short. Javier Jr. bobbles, throws to second for one. No play over at first because of that slight bobble. So a fielder's choice for Grittenberger. Now it's the top of the order and Alay Camus. First pitch here to Camus. Is high, 1-0. Now if Camus can get on base and put a runner in scoring position in less than 2 outs for Graham Brown, then there might be something cooking. The 1-0. Never mind, it's made over to first. Back with a dive was Grittenberger. A ball, no strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Swung on, laser down the right field line, getting into the kid zone and foul. 1-1. And Camus will get a new baseball bat as that one broke it on the handle. Cracked it. So some new lumber for Alay Camus. A ball, a strike, and an out. Runner on first is Crittenberger. The 1-1 from Mackay. Swung on, line drive, base hit right field. Alay Camus with a 1 out single. And now 2 runners are on for Graham Brown. Tying run on base. Go ahead run now at the plate. I don't think we've had a drama-free inning so far. What a day it has been. 16 hits for Evansville. And now Graham Brown stands in. First pitch to him is swung on, hit in the air to right, but slicing well foul and out of play. 0-1. Mackay sets, middle of the rubber. The 0-1 out of the stretch is missing outside, 1-1. A ball, second and out. 11-9 the score. Otters trail by 2. 2 runners on the pitch. Swung on and missed. Counting 1-2. See what Mackay goes to here. He sets, looks in. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. A beauty of a curve. And brings up Pavin Parks, who is now the last hope. Pavin Parks with 2 hits today. He is 2 for 5. First pitch to the left-handed hitter. In there for a strike, 0-1. So far, 8 Otters hitters have collected a base hit today. A great day for the offense. But they still trail. The 0-1. Swung on, bounced foul, 0-2. Otters down to the last strike. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on base. The tying run at first, go ahead run in Pavin Parks. The 0-2 from Mackay. Up and in for ball 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mackay nods, sets, hands at the abdomen. The 1-2. Swung on, grounded foul. Just barely down the first baseline. And it's still 1-2. Mackay once again on the 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outer half, ball game. So Mackay with the save, and 11-9 the final. Here in this one, when we come back in the Papa John's postgame show, we will talk more about it. Stay tuned here on the Otters Digital Network, 96.9 WYIR. Welcome back in, this time to the Papa John's postgame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network and the Home Team Network, along with now 96.9 WYIR. 9 the final in favor of Florence, who now improves to 8-10. Evansville falls to 8-12 and are now in 4th place in the Central Division. A tough one to swallow for the Otters here, where they had 16 hits. 8 of the 9 Otters that came to bat all had base knocks in this game, and they out-hit the Owls 16-9, but fell 11-9. Just a tough one for the offense to swallow. Again, the long ball defensively is what kind of set the tone. A 3-run homer for TJ Reeves. He had a second homer late in game 6, a solo shot, and then a solo shot for Brennan Bobo. 3 homers on the day for Florence. Evansville did not have one. The offense played so incredibly well. So many different guys to choose from. LJ Jones had a 3-hit day. He went 3 for 4 with a walk. Raymond Gill with a 2-hit day, finally breaking out of that slump. He was 2 for 4 with an RBI single, 2 singles total. Alex Valdez coming in, pitching a very, very good couple of innings, an inning and a third from him, and he looked very good tonight. Wouldn't be surprised to see him in a lot more high leverage situations as this season goes on. 11-9 the final, and just one where you kind of just have to take on the chin. Evansville played well today. They did. 16 hits, 9 runs is enough to win a lot of ball games, and you have to be okay with that. Yes, you gave up runs, and a 5-run first. Again, that one big inning propels Florence to the win. But you can't let that stop you from thinking, hey, the offense looked really, really good today. Again, the final 11-9. I'm Real Angel here with you. Thank you so much for listening to the Papa John's post-game show. Later on this week, starting on Tuesday, a 3-game set against Mississippi, and then Washington comes to town for the weekend capper. That is this upcoming week at Bosse Field in Evansville, Indiana. So, thank you so much for joining me for some Sunday afternoon baseball here on this one. 11-9, the final in favor of Florence. Evansville falls to 8-12 on the year. So, I'm Riley Angel. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, have a good day.